Hi, welcome to R&R Stamping. My name is Sue Becker and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I want to show you how to create a fun pop-up card. Check this out. Isn't that great? What a wow factor. Fun to get and even more fun to give. Very easy to make, so let me show you how. You are going to start with a piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 11, and you are simply going to score that at 5 1/2. Give that a fold and we'll burnish that a little bit later. Next thing you're going to need is a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 7 by 7, and you're going to put that on your scoring plate. You're going to score at 3 1/2. You're going to turn it 90 degrees and score at 3 1/2 again. Then you're going to need your diagonal plate. I really love this plate for, especially with 3D projects. It is just a wonderful accessory to have. If you've not used this, make sure when you pull it out that the arrow here points to the top ruler, and then just slide it in so it's tight to the corner. We're going to slide our piece of Whisper White back in here, start at the very corner, and just give it one more score diagonally. Okay, put that away. All right, the next thing we're going to do is really burnish these folds. We want this to have a lot of give when people open and close it, and they're going to be opening and closing it a lot because they are going to love this card. So I'm folding it one way using my scoring tool or my bone folder, and then I'm going to fold it the other way. You really want to break down those fibers so that the paper moves. Now if you don't have a Simply Scored tool, you can use the scoring blade on your Stampin' Trimmer, and if you don't have that, you can just fold the paper. I'm not real good at that. I usually end up with it being crooked, which is why I love my Simply Scored tool. Okay, so this is what we have. All the lines are flimsy. We got them working in all directions. What you're going to do is kind of poke the middle, push the bottom down, and you're going to push the triangles in so they form peaks. And you're just going to fold that into itself. Okay? So that's all you're doing. Poke up those triangles and fold them in. And the next thing we're going to do is adhere that to our card base. And with this, I suggest using a very strong adhesive. I am going to use Fast Fuse. You can always also use the new tape, the tear tape that we have. That's another great product. But with the Fast Fuse, if you've not used it before, the applicator is much like the same as the snail. But there's a little bit of a different technique when you use this because of the kind of glue. There's a lot of stretch to this. So you want to run your adhesive down and then check to break the seal from the cellophane that it's on the roll. The next time you do it, you want to check it in the opposite way. And the reason you're doing that is if you always pull it off, it's really sticky. Ooh. If you always pull it off the same way, it's going to start moving on the ribbon that way, and your applicator is going to get all gunked up. So get in the habit of going to the left, to the right. Okay. Now when doing a project like this, I really like to have my grid paper too, because it helps me get things very centered. I like things to be even Steven. So I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to put this piece in and get it right up to that fold. Make sure my bottom points to the middle and my sides are even. And I'm just going to close, and let me hold this down. Still got them even? I think so. Close that up Oh, I'm stuck. And give it a good rub. Okay. Then we're going to do the same with the other side. And we're going to fast fuse to the right and run it to the left. Run it to the right. Run it to the left. Whoa. See, that's what happens. What you can do with that is get your glue eraser. Those things are wonderful too. Okay, so I'm just going to take that and again, give it a good rub. Then all you need to do is take your craft scissors and just trim off the little points and check that out. There's your card. Isn't that fun? Okay, now if you notice on this one, when we cut those pieces off, you have these little corners here. If you don't like that look, I made another card where I cut the inside piece at 6 by 6 and scored it at 3 inches one way, 3 inches the other way, and then diagonally. And it fits perfectly inside the card. So if you like that look, or if you have a little bit bigger sentiment and you want to use the 7 by 7, either one will work. I just wanted to show you that they both work. So with the cards that I made today, with this one, I used the stamps from the Butterfly Basics and used the Thinlits to go with that. And then the paper that I used was the Pretty Petals Designer Series paper stack. So that was that. Very fun. And then for this project, I used the Cherry on Top paper stack. You really get a lot of bang for your buck with those paper stacks. And with this, because you're using the 3 by 3 squares or a little bit smaller, you can get a lot of cards out of there. So I used that, and I used the Big News stamp set. I also used the Triple Banner Punch. Have a little bit of the Watermelon Wonder lace ribbon here. So just a very fun card. So I hope that this tutorial allowed you a little R&R today. And be sure and visit my blog at rnrstamping.com. And I thank you very much for watching.